What's your name?
Hi, I'm Corinna West, and I'm a spoken word poet. This is my full-time job, and I'm a community organizer. I live here in Kansas City.
And challenged by a network and caring woman. This way I found I knew I grew wings and flew through things. This ride of my life, despite just my size, and none of my fuel from the 900,000 Iraqis who died. It's my own heart and lungs that brought me here today, the way I pump legs not unleaded as I fly through my day. I found stress relief. I found homeless guys to believe. This adventure on the streets, the city I've learned to greet, while reducing 4 of the top 5 reasons my creator and I could meet. I could die from riding my bicycle. More likely to die from not riding. I live simply so others can simply live in the total joy of my muscle, pulling all the peace I've got to give. This is your P for plus. And the next poem I'm going to do to start you off, to welcome you to our great city of Kansas City. I talked to at least one person who's from out of town, so this is your welcome to Kansas City. This is a poem about 816. It's the ice storm, the blistering hot, the 3-degree bike commutes to work, the pouring rain. But then, sunshine the other 119 days of the year here in Kansas City. I've been living here 13 years, and I finally decided to stay because I like the weather. I like all 4 seasons of this journey to turn this town around and grow back in vital downtown, to keep pushing, to unite what's going right as our cowtown finds a place among the now found. And Turkey Creek got tunneled underground to build the busiest freight train hub in the nation, leaving a secret concrete canyon behind 19th and Charlotte, blooming beyond with street art. The 9 blue sheep proclaim, welcome to the real world. Believe only what you hear. And in this here and now, the communities I've come to claim, the people I've found, I've claimed a home among the train whistles and soybean cooking smells along Cliff Drive, 4 miles of street tunnel, with 4 kids playing in the fountain at the end. And this is not a poem about the city. This is a poem about the West Bottoms Renaissance, the Midwest brick buildings with the painted signs barely visible, but now curtains out the 5th floor. Here, the stockyard's gone, the uniformed suburbs spawn, but this city under the freeway lives on. Hail, the size of quarters blinking against the hulking shadow of the ASB bridge. Springtime momentum thundering with people building places and narrows of erasing races. First Fridays seeing faces, one of the busiest art walks in the country. 3 bands playing, the Sungia's fire tribe juggling in the dark, the roller derby ladies risking knees in the parking lot. The Lincoln Academy, actually a pretty good high school in the whole country. The Midwest coffee shops that stood strong and sent Starbucks with his tail between its legs. Case Park, with the fall leaves blowing across the view of both rivers the ghost paddle boats deliver. The giant bluffs left behind by the last round of glaciers call this city flat is a disgrace slur. And in winter, the river blows, the icicles hang, the snow sheets. But then, sun returns to highlight the salt mirage patterns left by the side of the road. Tenderness of the 40-degree February day. Crowds gathering in the off-leash dog park. This city starting to embark on the rebuilding, the reawakening, the new reality, claiming a place in the grace of the future people of our nation. My friends are a part of this location, and our smarts are the face of this transformation.
I remember being so in love with music I used to write. But one day, I heard the writing. And the line that stuck with me out that poem was, because this life I live ain't for me, it's for you. And God gave me great clouds and the skies for me blue. And ever since that day, I have loved writing. And I have loved poetry even more. So I would like to do this poem that gets me through my bad days and my good days. And it's called I Wrote These Words. So I've been writing poetry for a little while now. And I've seen quite a few ups, and I've experienced many downs. I've made some friends and I've come out with enemies. I've tested the limits of my mind with my soul running on empty, and yet I'm still here. And I'm still here writing away my years in exchange for tears. The ones we shed at the blink of happiness, and those that come at the brink of darkness. And I be honest in saying, I get so caught up in faces that the world I exist as king becomes faceless, and my words end up misplaced. And my poetry ends up a face that's so busy, writing those words to make your fingers snap and your head slap. I might as well be that next nigga coming out and rap, for the many times I found myself caught up in the rapture of my own mess because the words weren't pure. Because the stories I told were from my frustrations and not my love, because this fame that we gain is an addictive drug. And I feel like I spent enough shit that I glued my nose to somebody's asshole. Important everyone's input, never really being happy with my own, and yeah, I know all my demons ain't gone. But I'ma say it feels good to be home. And it's like bliss when those words start to talk to me again. Because we've been fighting so long, almost forget we friends. Or better yet, I'm that father that's struggling just to raise his kids because they should never have to know what child support is. Or that teacher that pleads to his students to understand why these days of education is only to open for a game plan. But what you do with it determines where you go. So that nobody, not your mama, your daddy, or your boy say it's okay to stop at that first no. So I wrote these words for you. That you who hates turning to the news and finds another issue. For that you who breaks in the streetlights with a box of tissues, or maybe you just can't get through melodies and the words when I hit you. For the you that gets to the mic or forget your words on a miscue, I write for those words. I write those words for those whose talent doesn't allow them to say what they feel creatively. For that little girl who bursts a baby mistakenly, I write these words for you. And I write these words for you, and I write these words for you. Because I'm writing for that kid that's thinking about bringing a gun to school, because I know the feeling I've been there too. But a person who proclaims the world does not understand what you are going through these words, or for my friends, Nathan Bowie, Larry Henderson, DeMarco Harvey, Brandon Charles, Father Boy McDowell, Just J. Jackson, Tanisha Gilmore, all the friends that I lost in this rap race. For that Jesus, I'm praying when it's all I can see his face. For my brother who is still the shine in my eye. For my mother that's taught me to never say die. For my brother that will never experience again what it means to be free. And for the father I love, because his black ass not being there is still the best lesson ever taught me. And to this day, I may not ever figure out why God has chosen to make me poor, but I'm glad to say my heart is his and he knows it. Despite what roadblocks may lay my way. Despite who remembers what I said at the end of the day, these words fall in the pain of someone unusual. Someone that's just trying to get his way on the road to renewal. So all this failure I've endured, I use it as fuel. No matter what you think. This life I live ain't for me, it's for them. And I wrote these words for you.
How you doing?
I'm all right.
What was your name?
Rajah Williams.
And you're a poet?
Yes, yes, sir, I am.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about yourself.
Been writing since I was young, very young. Got the calling for poetry maybe about 7, 8 years ago, and it's been strong ever since. I do a lot of writing, short stories, screenplays. I just love to write. I love the art of expressions. So it's just I'm thrilled to be here and show my talent. I hope everyone enjoys.
You got any contact information?
Yes, you can reach me on rajahra@gmail.com. I'm also on Facebook, Rajah Williams. Yeah, I'm all over it. Good evening. Good evening. Tonight I'm going to do a collaboration on my poetry. Well, part of motivation to me when I'm down. One's my promise and the other I love to. The words out my mouth penetrates my soul. My motivation in my heart elevates my goals. The devil tried to prove to me that he plays a good role, but then God gives me a vision of my life in pure gold. So what do? Do I leave my world in empty dreams and broken promises? Or do I make my life worthwhile while heading for the promised land? Understanding the shield of my destiny lies within myself, or suck up all this negativity. Wait. I think I need to take a quick breath, y'all. By all means, I gotta reach the top non-stop despite my flaws. Pushing aside all my worries, all my fears, and all my brawls. Can I? Should I? Will I? Is the phrases that I say every day. With the prayer of serenity to guide me on my way. Let this soak so deep, deep down into my veins, while leaving joyfully and it works through my reins. And as the clouds slowly but surely disappear into the night, and a new day overrides me, while my sun shines so bright. And some of my devilish ways vanishes out of my clear sight, I think to myself, God is still here. And he gently says to me, stick with me and no other, my child, and everything will be all right. I promise. Love to speak and write. I promise. What? I love to speak and write. From the postures of these lips to the curves of my fingertips. I love to speak and write. From the flow of my freestyle to the conversation that drives me wild. I love to speak and write. You see, I'm not perfect, nor am I great, but when the pen hits the paper, all my mistakes seem to fade away. Why? Because you're in my world now, where my imaginary soars unlimited, and the words you praise may come a lift to you. I love to speak and write. I can write about the birds singing in the morning dew, to the owls hooting in the midnight blue, about my favorite team winning an all-star game, about how one day my poetry may bring me much pain. But all I know that it is up to me, and I can do all things that I dare dream. And if my calling isn't plain to see, then let my mind wander. Then you'll see that I love to speak and write. Now this may come to you in shock and surprise, how a little thing like me can bring words to the wise. But do you know what I say to that? My spirit comes from up above, and God has blessed me with the gift to not only write well, but speak with my tongue. I can write, I can speak, I can draw, and I can sing. I can use all my aspects of my creative think. My king gives me inspiration, liberation, and the voice of communications, all through an ink pen. I don't need to rehearse, because it flows like magic with the words of my choice. So believe me, you'll see. We shall meet again, and hopefully in God's will I'll be doing the exact same thing, y'all. Speaking and writing. I said speaking and writing. So for all you out there that don't know how to speak with your mind, do me a favor. Grab a writing utensil, why? And start on the dotted line, cuz I love to speak and write. I promise. I love to speak and write. What? I love to speak and write, and you know what? He always keeps his promises. Thank you. God bless.